It is believed that XRP can easily reach $1 in the weeks to come following this lawsuit, and even as high as $2 to $3 by the end of the year. That's some interesting food for thought there. I personally believe that it can, but let me know what you think down in the comments below. And now we have a lot of development to be covering in this video today. For one, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has had enough with Gary Gensler's God complex and overuse of power. Additionally, XRP lawyer John Deaton gives his opinion on the 4 best outcomes in favour of XRP holders in this ongoing lawsuit. And finally, we have some updates for the XRP ledger. But before I get into that, please be sure to smash the like button down below and subscribe to the channel with the post notification bell turned on. Now, first things first, Ripple CEO Garlinghouse urges US lawmakers to address SEC Chair's assertion. In this article it states that Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has urged US lawmakers to address recent statements made by SEC Chair Gary Gensler, who implied that the existing securities laws are adequate for regulating the crypto market. Now, that is absurd, and I'll tell you why it is. Because Bittrex has made the difficult decision to wind down and will close its US operations effective by the end of April. The reason for this is a lack of interest from US regulators regarding sensible policies. So as you can see, Bittrex has got fed up with the SEC's overuse of power and of Gary Gensler. Now, for those who do have assets invested into Bittrex, all funds are safe and can be fully withdrawn immediately, and this does not affect the customers of Bittrex Global, so that is good news for some of you. And the problem arises not from the SEC per se, but actually from Gary Gensler, as the Ripple CEO contends that such decisions should be made based on legislation rather than the SEC Chair's personal viewpoint. So evidently Gary Gensler is making these decisions on what are and are not securities by his own personal view, not on law and legislation. Gensler has said this is beyond comparison, and he has accused Gensler of behaving like an autocrat, suggesting that a lack of clear jurisdiction allows ambiguity to serve as a source of power for the SEC. And there's a theory as to why Gary Gensler is acting in the way he is. John Deaton replied to a tweet saying, "Just so we're clear, US regulators sent Coinbase a Wells notice, but the US government also sent $217 million of Bitcoin to Coinbase to sell said Bitcoin." And the irony here is that Gensler's goal is to crush Coinbase until it enters a strategic partnership with one of Gensler's masters, maybe Goldman, can acquire a 40-50%. Afterwards, Gensler will leave the SEC and become a partner again with Goldman. So this is all a personal gain for Gensler, and he seemingly doesn't have the people's best intentions at heart at all. And given the recent flow of Wells notices and lawsuits, it doesn't appear that any exchanges trading crypto are bothered registering. And I mean, why would you? Coinbase actually got a broker's deal license to do just that, and asked the SEC to inform them of which tokens, if any, Coinbase had listed the SEC considered securities, and they refused. They completely refused. So why would any future cryptocurrencies or exchanges bother registering and going to the SEC when they aren't even going to uphold their word and they're going to backstab you like they did to Coinbase? Now, in my personal opinion, this overuse of power from Gensler, which he's already receiving hypocrisy from, is actually going to solidify Ripple's position to win this lawsuit. John Deaton has his own opinions on this, on the 4 best outcomes in favour of XRP holders, one of them being an outright win for Ripple, with the judge smacking the SEC for gross overreach and behaviour in the case. Now that would be the dream. The second alternative is that Judge Torres could rule that Ripple offered XRP as security during the early stage of the ecosystem, but that the token itself and secondary market sales do not constitute securities. Thirdly, Judge Torres could send the trial to a jury to decide all undisputed facts. And the fourth option, being the worst case scenario, is the judge grants the SEC summary judgment versus Ripple for both past and present sales of XRP as an investment contract, but the judge makes clear her ruling has nothing to do with the secondary market sale of XRP. Therefore, Ripple appeals the case and we have a status quo for years. Now, out of these 4 outcomes, in my personal opinion, I think the most likely one will be the second one, which is that Ripple offered XRP originally as a security in the early stages, but actually right now it is not. Therefore, it cannot be claimed as one by Gary Gensler. And we also right here have an interview with Stuart Alderoty, where he's laying down exactly where the SEC vs Ripple lawsuit case is. Just take a listen.
The SEC under the prior leadership and the SEC under Gary Gensler's leadership was faithfully applying the law. What they're doing here is they're not applying the law, they're seeking to remake the law. And the SEC has already been called out by this court by engaging in hypocrisy because they are engaging in litigation behavior to further a desired result rather than a faithful allegiance to the law. There's been so much confusion and havoc wrought by this agency, and I think intentionally, because with that, with confusion comes power. Let me put it this way. If Gary Gensler or the SEC truly believed that they had the power that they suggest they have in speeches and interviews, they would be exercising that power, and they're not.
All right.
And the reason they're not is because they don't have the power under the law, and that's going to be exposed in this case.
And now finally, some good news for XRP Ledger. A tweet put out by David Schwartz saying, looking to learn more as a user, developer, business, etc. about the XRP Ledger and how you can utilize it. The non-profit XRPL Commons has launched and is here to help. XRPL Commons is a non-profit association in Paris dedicated to empowering and fostering the global XRPL community, focusing on innovative use cases. And then we also have a tweet put out from Ripple themselves saying, we think blockchain addresses some of the most persistent challenges in carbon markets around trust, transparency and liquidity, as well as efficiency and equity. And I'll leave a video link in the description below with an interview where you can hear from the Vice President of Ripple, Impact Ken Webber, on the role of blockchain in global sustainability. At the current time I'm making this video, XRP is valued at 51 cents and it's decreased in value today by 4.84%. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, XRP is believed to reach $1 in the next coming weeks with the verdict of the lawsuit. The lawsuit currently has no deciding date. Didon himself has said that the decision could come within the next few hours, or it could take 30 to 60 days, based on previous cases of course, but I'm sure it will be coming to us very, very soon. But anyways, that is it for the video. Thank you very much for watching, and just for the record, I'm not a financial advisor, and it's not financial advice, so please do trade at your own discretion and do your own research. But otherwise, if you want to keep up to date on all the hot new crypto coins that could blow up and make you the most gains possible, then please feel free to subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notification bell as well. Like the video and drop a comment down below on your thoughts on what coin you'd like to see next, but remember, it's just a coin, and I'll see you in the next video.